Good morning, everyone. Let's talk about human activities that destruct the tropical rainforest, and we are discussing commercial logging. The reasons of commercial logging are the demand for hardwood increases, and people use the hardwood for making furniture and paper. Rainforests are logged for valuable hardwood by transnational corporations to export timber for higher profits, as they have higher medicinal value, so the low-value wood is burned. Let's talk about the environmental impacts. For the atmosphere, it alters the unique and stable microclimate. For the temperature, the daytime temperature becomes higher, and the wind speed becomes higher. For the rainfall, its fewer clouds are formed, and the rainfall is reduced. For the relative humidity is lower. And deforestation and lumbering causes more trees are cut, so less trees are carried out photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide is exhaled by animals, and respiration rate is relatively high. The rate of transpiration by animals is greater than the rate of photosynthesis by trees. When there is less oxygen and more carbon dioxide, more greenhouse gases are trapped in the atmosphere, so there is greenhouse effect, and it triggers global warming. For the biosphere, there is loss of wildlife habitats. Creatures may leave the tropical rainforest. There is loss of biodiversity. Primary producers of rainforest trees are removed. The nutrient content of soil will decrease. For the lithosphere, there may be soil erosion, as roots of plants and organic matter can hold the soil particles together to resist erosion, and soil is protected by plants and litter from rain splash. When there is lack of vegetation cover, the bare soil is exposed to rainwater and easily washed away. Soil erosion accelerates the loss of soil nutrients and affects the regeneration of the rainforest. The sediments may also cause silting of rivers and increase the risk of flooding. Soil without protection is also vulnerable to landslides when there is heavy rainfall. For the hydrosphere, the moisture transferred by plants will decrease sharply. Fewer clouds can be formed. There is reduce of rainfall and increased risk of drought. For the socio-economic impacts, there is shortage of water and food supply. Deforestation leads to more frequent droughts and a shortage of water supplies to local people. The soil also becomes infertile and farm productivity drops after deforestation. Farmers and fishermen in particular can barely make a living. There is not enough land available for indigenous people to practice shifting cultivation. They have to shorten the following period, or they cannot grow enough food for their families. For the degradation of living environments, there's pollution. Deforestation causes water and air pollution, as there is slash and burn farming, and it releases the smoke particles that affect the health as well. And there is loss of homes too. Deforestation destroys the homes of native tribes, forcing them to move to undisturbed parts of the rainforest. Some are even killed when they defend their homes. For example, logging activities in Peru have forced some native tribes to move across the border to Brazil. There's also loss of cultures. The invasion of Western lifestyles and cultures replaces the lifestyles of local people. There's hindrance to local economic development. There's loss of valuable timber and raw materials. Many rainforest trees provide valuable hardwoods, such as teak and rosewood. Chemicals extracted from the rainforest can also make products such as cosmetics, shampoo, and disinfectants. All this supports local economic development can play a very important role in international trade. However, all these resources are destroyed by deforestation and is harmful to the long-term development of rainforest countries. There's inefficient hydroelectric production and navigation, reduce the rainfall and silting of rivers, reduce the capacity and lifespan of hydroelectric power stations. Sedimentation of rivers and coastal areas also hinders navigation. All these lower the efficiency of industrial production. There's also loss of tourism resources. Ecotourism can bring considerable income to rainforest countries, but deforestation may destroy the opportunity. The loss of nature reserves and culture of local tribes after deforestation makes the rainforest less appealing to tourists. For the global scale of socio-economic impacts, there's loss of genetic resources. Tropical rainforests contain over half of all species on Earth. The high biodiversity of rainforests offers rich genetic reserves for production of food and medicine. However, deforestation causes more than 100 species to disappear daily. Some important genetic materials may be lost, and this hinders the development of a cure of AIDS, cancers, and countless other diseases. As deforestation causes the loss of crops, and with fewer crops remained, this may threaten global food supplies. There's also exhaustion of timber resources. The global demand for wood products has been increasing steadily. However, continuous exploitation of primary rainforests and slow regeneration of deforested areas. However, continuous exploitation of primary rainforests and slow regeneration of deforested areas will affect timber production in the long run. The price of timber may soar and the cost of industrial production will increase. Also, the spread of diseases. Our warmer climate expands the geographic range that disease-carrying organisms, insects, and microorganisms, bacteria, and viruses can survive. This will favor the spread of pests and diseases from tropical regions to high latitudes and altitudes, threatening farming activities and human health in these regions as well. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you.